Oh, are we going? Is this the start of the season?
This is it.
Is this the?
Bring us
Okay.
in.
Oh wait. So this is it.
This
is
it.
the start.
This is it.
You're doing
Season
it.
8. Okay, this is
Indeed.
doing it. All right, sweet. All right. Well, so you guys are clearly, very obviously been put up to this. And because everyone thought it would be much funnier to have me bumble through it without really knowing what I'm talking about, and that is definitely going to be the case. We do have 2 new hermits down in this crevice down here, Gemini Tay and Pearlescent Moon.
Howdy, it's a little bit intimidating.
It's not deafening at all. Oh, goodness me. Right. And
Somebody toss
there
him a
was
rope.
something else that I was meant to mention. Does
Two
anyone know
more
what I was meant to
things. Two more things.
Two more things.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to season 8.
Come on, Mumbo, you got this.
You got this, Mumbo.
Pressure. We practiced. We went through it last night.
Just saying, you've
Don't
got this.
tell
Oh, goodness gracious me.
Mistakes have been made.
Was that one of the things? Was that one of the things?
We're all on the same continent.
Okay.
We're all on the same
Oh
continent.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So to stay as close together as possible, we're all on a single continent. All right. So we're all going to be staying pretty close this season. We're going to be, butting shoulders and being neighbours. I am wearing pants, Scar. You've got a tiny hat that you can't talk about. Talk about.
Tiny hat now. Everybody's looking at me and telling me it's smashed apples or I lost part of my brain. Stop looking at my tiny hat.
It's such a
And
cute
what-
tiny hat.
What else was there? There was something else.
We might
what was it?
reset the things outside the continent.
Oh yeah. So outside of the continent, right? We might, if you build stuff there, then it might not stay there. Season 8. Let's go!
Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome to Hermitcraft Season 8. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fantastic day. It's a new season, it's a new world. I'm super excited, and I'm glad to be here from the very start this time. So we're on a big island. I'll put a map of it up on the screen. And this is kind of the area where I've decided to live. It's like this nice little sort of island in the northwest of the island. It's an island. Anyway, so I've got some plans. I know I have like a mega base all planned and stuff like that. But today we're going to do a starter house and all that kind of good stuff. And before I can really do anything, I need to get some of this early game grind out of the way. So I've got stone tools. I've got a tiny little area here that I sort of have, prepared. Like I have a chest, a bed, a furnace, and a crafting bench. I'm very poor, but we're aiming to fix that. So I'm going to do some of the early game grind, do some mining, do some tree chopping, all that kind of good stuff. Try to find a good source of food, and I'll catch up with you in just a little bit. So after a little bit of grinding, I am up to full iron gear. It turns out that there is actually a abandoned mine shaft pretty much directly underneath our little area here. I think it's this hole? Yeah, this hole right here drops pretty much straight down into an abandoned mine shaft. So that made finding all the iron and stuff like that I needed pretty easy, but I still have a lot of grinding left to do. I do obviously want to get up to full diamond tools. We got a bunch of resources to gather. Food is still a serious issue at the moment, so we'll have to sort that out. But given that it is the Caves and Cliffs update, sort of, it's half of the Caves and Cliffs update, I figure what I'm going to do is I'll do a bit more mining underneath, because I have some things that I want to talk about for this season, so we'll have like a little bit of a chat while we do some exploration. So the first thing I want to talk about is the premise of Season 8. We touched on some of this in the group intro, but basically the goal of this season is to have everyone on an island within relatively close proximity to each other. The island itself is roughly 2,500 blocks from north to south and roughly 2,000 blocks from east to west. So including the new hermits, Pearlescent Moon and Gemini Tay, that means we're going to have a total of 26 people all living in that area, if I did my math right. Anything beyond the area of the island might be reset in the future. One of the big changes, though, from previous seasons is that we don't want to have a centralized shopping district. Instead, shops and other public builds will be decentralized and spread throughout the whole island. I also want to address Season 7. I started Season 7 a bit late, and honestly starting so far behind really kind of took the wind out of my sails. By the time I joined, so much had already been done. The shopping district was already in full swing, and I also didn't really have a clear long-term vision. I had come up with a starter house and a build style for my main base, but nothing really beyond that. Between that, and then also a bunch of real-life stuff that I don't want to talk about, I hit a mental wall pretty quickly, and my heart just wasn't really in it. By the time the season ended, I just kind of wanted to put the whole thing behind me. But I am back now for Season 8, and unlike last season, I do have a long-term vision. I know pretty much exactly what I want to do as a mega base, and I think it's going to be absolutely epic. I'm not going to spoil it just yet, but it's definitely a bit different than what I've done in the past. One of the other goals for me this season is to just play and interact with other hermits without the cameras rolling. I think over the last couple years, I've been too focused on the episodes themselves, too focused on just getting the videos done. And I've kind of lost focus on what makes playing on an SMP like Hermitcraft so fun, which is the fact that you're playing with other people. With the addition of the proximity voice chat mod, I'm going to try to spend a little time every day just going around the island and randomly visiting people, causing shenanigans, and just enjoying myself. Although these interactions probably won't appear in my videos, hopefully I'll be able to create some amusing content for other hermits. As for 117, there's a ton of new blocks, and a good chunk of them, like Deepstone and Calcite, for example, are amazing. I'm not a huge fan of the way they decided to split the update. I think I would have rather Mojang just release the whole thing at once later this year, whenever 118 is scheduled to come out. With that said, I am very excited about the new blocks and all the possibilities they offer. There's some really cool additions in this update. I could ramble on for ages, but I'll stop here so we can move on to other things within this episode. All in all, though, I think this is going to be a great season. I'm absolutely sure it will be completely free from any conflict and drama, and there is no doubt in my mind that no evil versions of myself will, show up at some point and cause havoc or anything like that. And I hope you'll come along and enjoy this season with me. So, bit of a progress update. Things are going pretty well. I'm still only rocking iron tools, although I do have 6 diamonds, which will go into a pickaxe and probably an enchanting table. But I've got some animal farms going, and probably most importantly, I think I have collected everything I need to build the starter house that I want to build. And we've got a decent source of food going. So we're not starving to death anymore. So the question is, where do we actually want to put the starter house? Because here's the thing about this particular starter house. I'm going to be honest, I spent roughly 2 straight days in my creative testing world trying to come up with a starter house design that fit the theme of the mega base that I want to do this season. And I just couldn't make it work. The problem is, I love the concept of the mega base that I'm going to do, which I'm not going to spoil just yet. But what I will say is that the block palette for the mega base and the way that it is detailed to make it look interesting is just not really something you can do in the first episode. It's a lot of sort of later game materials that require farms to get in large numbers. Lots of different colors of concrete, stuff like that. And then also, one of the things that the mega base is going to be, one of the things that's going to make the mega base look good is the use of shape. And it's going to be built on a massive scale so that you can get those shapes. And you can't really do that in a starter house because, you just don't have the space to build on that scale. So what I ultimately decided to do was build, basically just build a starter house that I had designed a long time ago, but never actually used in a video. So that's what we're going to do. And then the goal, the plan is we're just going to tear it down once we have made sufficient progress on our mega base. But because I don't want to have to tear it down beforehand, we probably shouldn't plop it like right in the way of where the mega base is going to be. So I think we're maybe going to put it like kind of off over on this side of the island a ways, like maybe right about here. This could be a decent spot for it. Somewhere like right in here or so. It'll be kind of out of the way, but I don't want to have to tear it down to make room for the mega base. I want to be able to do a bunch of progress on the mega base and then be like, okay, we're ready to move into the mega base now, and then tear down the starter house. So I think maybe we'll put it like over here or something. Maybe up on this, actually. That could be kind of cool. Will this work? I will be honest, I'm really missing having elytra right now. Is there enough, like, space up here? Is this all one thing? Oh, this could actually work pretty well. Maybe. No, never mind. Yeah, this won't work. We'll put it probably over here. But anyway, I've got the house all designed, and I think I have all the materials. So let's build it together in a time lapse. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the time lapse. The starter house is done and looking pretty good. So, I decided to go with birch. It is a material that I used to hate, and it's still definitely not my favorite wood, but it is far better than it used to be, and I wanted to use a blend of a few different woods in this starter house. So we got oak, we got spruce, and we got birch, and I think it all kind of blends together quite nicely. The hardest part, materials-wise, was the stained clay, because I needed lapis to dye it, and then also the terracotta itself. There is, thankfully, a mesa, I don't know, maybe about 2,000 blocks off in that direction, so it's not, like, super far away, but it was a bit of a boat ride. As for the interior, we got plenty of downstairs space for an enchanting area, or, in fact, I think the enchanting area might fit really nicely right here once we decide to put that in. Or a kitchen, you know, with storage, whatever. And then upstairs we've got kind of a loft, which is where I'll probably put the bed, some more storage, etc. And then just for decoration, we've got like a little balcony area out back here. So I don't know, it's pretty simple, nothing super ridiculous, but fancy enough. I think that it will make a really solid starter house, and it will give us all the space that we need until we can, you know, get some real work done on our mega base, and, you know, really one-up this thing and then some. So I'm going to do a little bit of decorating. I'm going to get all my stuff moved in, and then we'll tackle whatever's next. So I'm currently hanging out in the Nether doing some mining and stuff. I'm here primarily for two reasons. One, quartz, because I've found over the years that the best way, at least in my opinion, to get to level 30 as quickly as possible is mining quartz in the Nether. It's reliable, it's relatively quick, and it doesn't involve setting up a mob farm, and it doesn't involve finding like a mob spawner. Like if you find a mob spawner or something like that, then sure, but I find that this, okay, it just despawned. I was gonna get returned to sender. It's fine. But yeah, our Nether spawn is absolutely atrocious. It's horrible. Oh, and the other reason I'm here. I'm so discombobulated today. Yeah, so I'm trying to get quartz, not because I want the quartz, but because I want the experience from getting the quartz. You can see every little piece of quartz gets me a reasonable amount of experience, considering all I'm doing is mining. But the other thing is I want one single solitary piece of soul sand, because I want a water elevator to my mines, because it'll be fast. However, our nether spawn it's awful. This is our nether spawn. The whole thing is one of these basalt delta biomes for hundreds of blocks. Like, keep in mind, my little section of the island is on like the northeastern corner, and this goes west. So this is going like away from the island if it was in the overworld, and I still had to dig a tunnel this far. When you go to spawn, it's another, like, this biome is huge and it just goes on forever. And like, it's a great biome if you're trying to get basalt, but not so much a great biome if you're trying to, like, you know, get into the Nether for the first time, because it's so hard to navigate. It's just, yeah, it's rough, especially without like elytra. But anyway, I'm gonna keep looking. I just need 5 more levels. I already checked, and the first thing I enchant is actually gonna give me Fortune 3. So I'm gonna be super lucky on that. But yeah, I need to get 5 more levels worth of quartz and hopefully find some soul sand along the way. You know, I also gotta admit, something feels a little bit off. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Like, I don't know. Something just feels a little awkward, like I'm being watched or something, but obviously I'm not. I'm the only person online. Right now it's that weird window of the day where, like, it's super late for me, but I'm a night owl, but it's still too early for all the European people to be online, so like, I'm the only one on the server. I don't know why something feels off, but I don't know. It is what it is. So I don't think this has happened to me ever in all the time that I've been playing Minecraft. I have everything I need to enchant my diamond pick. I've got my diamonds for the pick. I've got an enchanting setup with 15 bookshelves. I've got the levels. I have everything I need. The only thing I'm missing is the lapis, of all things. So I was talking with Tango. He was online earlier. And he said I am welcome to help myself to a little bit of lapis. I don't need much. I only literally need 3 pieces. And you know what? I'm gonna steal his bed real quick too. And then he logged off. But yeah, I'm gonna take just a little bit of the lapis from Tango, who was kind enough to help us out. And his place is looking pretty fine. Pretty amazing. It looks like he's made a lot more progress so far than I have. But that's fine. Anyway, I'm going to take this back to base. Hopefully I will make it before the sun goes down and I'll actually survive the journey. And then we will have a fancy Fortune 3 diamond pick. Well, my friends, I've been doing a little bit of mining, and we are up to... Oh, hey, there we go. We're up to full diamond gear. Full diamond tools, the whole 9 yards. It's not ideal. We don't have all the enchantments and stuff that we want just yet. I'm missing a lot of unbreaking. Obviously, we're going to want mending. I want to make the tools efficiency 5, and I need some silk touch stuff. But we're very, very close. So I did enough mining that I basically took an Unbreaking 3 diamond pickaxe down to about here. So you know, a decent amount. And this is what we got. I got a ton of diamonds, a couple stacks worth of diamonds, plus the diamonds I used to actually make these tools and armor. And then a bunch of redstone, iron, tons of emeralds actually, because we are in an extreme hills biome, so nice little added benefit there. If someone finds like a mending villager, I should be able to just go and get some mending books, so that'll be good. And then, you know, we got a bunch of cobblestone, bunch of cobbled deep slate, and some other miscellaneous blocks and things. So yeah, I think that is basically pretty good. I mean, as I said, we still need to do a bit more so we can get the all the various enchantments that I actually want to have, but everything is coming along quite well. I should probably mention the meta has actually changed for mining. So check this out. This is my mines, obviously. If we fall down, here we go, and then this is a bubble vader going up. We are at Y level 5 down here. And this is the new meta for finding diamonds. Impulse told us this, and Impulse did some testing and found that you find way more diamonds. The lower you can get, and Y level 5 is as low as you can go without getting bedrock in your way. So Y level 5 is the new meta, and you know, at least from my limited anecdotal experience, that seems to be the case, because I did some mining at Y level 11, which is where used to be where you'd mine, but not anymore. No, now it's all about Y level 5, and it seems like I get way more diamonds down here than up above where we used to mine. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that. The mines are, you know, directly below my house, as I said. Bubble Vader, water drop chute, pretty simple, nothing fancy. And I space these out 3 apart, as you know, because odds are if something generates in between, the ore vein will spread to one of these 2 walls. It's very rare for them to generate only in this like middle section. So I've kind of always done it this way, and it seems to work for me. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to mining. Well, my friends, I think that's about all that we have time for today. We actually accomplished a pretty great deal. We got pretty much all of our early game grinding stuff done. We got our first starter house all completed, got a base location all picked out, and all that kind of good stuff. So I think I'm going to call this one right here. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
So this is Season 8. This is going to be a lot of fun. Oh, the chaos we will create, the damage we will cause, the destruction we will bring forth. This is going to be my best season yet.